Hello, everyone. Thank you very much, Norman, for being here today in our podcast. So Norman Musengimana, he's a business development manager at Kingston EDC. He has also some other initiatives that we will cover as well. He's a very well-seasoned entrepreneur. He knows his stuff. And obviously, I want you, Norman, to introduce yourself and provide us with your story and what is that you're working on right now. And I'll ask you a couple of questions after, but let's roll. I'm super excited to have you here.
Thank you so much, Luis. My name's Norman Musengimana, like you've said, originally from Rwanda. I've been trying to find like a city or a community or a country I can call home. I've tried the US, I've tried Belgium, I've tried the UK, I've tried a couple of countries in Africa. And when I came to Kingston, Ontario, here in Canada, I felt like, okay, maybe I can start building a life again from this part of the world. And so one of the things that attracted me to Canada was, first of all, it's a very big country. Secondly, you get to enjoy all the seasons in a year that we learn in books. And when you're in Africa, you don't get to experience them. And thirdly, really what I love about specifically Kingston is the people, the community. I love the fact that in Kingston, we still have a smile. People still have the time to kind of get engaged in the conversation, ask you, what's your story? What do you enjoy about this community? How can we support you? And so on and so forth. So I've been here for almost 7 years, and I am here to have a day where I feel like, okay, I regret this day. Been really, really fantastic, wonderful people, fantastic community, and one of the smartest communities you can live in, because Kingston has one of the highest PhD per capita. So every day you get to kind of chat with all these smart people around you, creating fantastic products, services, intellectual property, and building companies on this intellectual property. So it's an exciting, really time for me, and I'm enjoying my time day by day.
That's awesome, Norman. So basically, you have tried other places, other locations in your adventures, let's say. So when it comes to the business side of things, what is that is it attracted you, or why do you think it's a nicer setup in the Canadian environment versus all the other places that you have been trying in the past?
So one thing I think I will go for first of all is, for me, even if you want to do business, even if you are thinking like an entrepreneur, you still need people. Because when you are still building in the building phase of a company, a product, a service, it gets busy. And sometimes it gets even lonely. People who do it know very well. And so when you are putting in all these 16 hours a day, 20 hours a day, probably sometimes even 24 hours a day, you really want, at the end of the day, or whenever you get to chat with people, you want to chat with good human beings. You don't want to talk to someone who will take all your energy away. You want to be around people who will kind of give you that creative juice back. So that's kind of, for me, what I like about Canada. And then the fact that it's a very big country that has a very small population, to be honest, it means that there is room for growth. There is opportunities for growth. And so for me, I was looking for that people side because I'm more of a people-driven type of person. And then when you're around good people, your brain, your productivity, how you feel, you can be more productive and more positive towards the world. And then you kind of, when you're positive and optimistic about the world, that's when you come up with all these ideas and work with people to bring them to life.
That's good, man. No, and welcome to Canada. How long have you been here? You mentioned.
I came as an international student in 2017 at Queen's University, and when I graduated, I chose to stay in Kingston.
Awesome. Yeah, that's good. So when right now you are working at the Kingston like business development, I think, center. So how do you are you having a lot of interactions with business owners? Are you helping them in a way? I would love if you can share with us maybe some of the transformations that you have seen that based on the work that you do. How do you help them to I don't know, like sell more or be more visible in the marketplace? So what are the things that you're recommending? What are you seeing with AI, for instance, as well, Norman?
Yeah, so I do. So I work with the Kingston Economic Development Corporation, and basically our job is to support both existing businesses, but also try to attract foreign direct investment into this community and this ecosystem, so that we can create the amount of jobs that are required. And then we are lucky to run the small business center within the organization. And small business centers are funded by the Ministry of Economic Development, Job Creation at the provincial level. And so under that particular program, we work with a lot of small businesses, and we work with a lot of startups. And so some of the things we are working on, like today, for example, I was very lucky to be working with two fantastic entrepreneurs. One person who has more than like 4 different restaurants, who's been running them for 30 years, who has more than 150 employees. And then another person who's a newcomer to Canada, has been running a restaurant for like 12 years, 13 years. And then we are looking at, for example, the challenges they are faced today because of the reduction in disposable income. They are not making as many sales as they used to make before. And then there is the tariffs from the US that is affecting their businesses. And then on top of that, when you are a small business, even if there is tariff reliefs, sometimes a small business can fall between the cracks. So we're trying to think, what can we do now? We're trying to think about CPG, consumer packaged products, so that we can kind of develop from what they already do, products that have a longer shelf life, 6 months, for example, that can be sold in grocery stores like Metro, like Loblaws, and so on and so forth. And one of them has already products that now we can work with. And so these are some of the things we get to work with when it comes to like small businesses, everyday type of physical stores or downtown, in the downtown core. And then you also get to work with all these creative entrepreneurs who are building products or startups on intellectual property like patents. And it can be from medical devices to mobile apps and so on and so forth. But when it comes to artificial intelligence, we are seeing a lot of like LLM wrapped around type of startups that are starting either in the voice space or customer service space, in the news SEO space, like how do you optimize your content so that when AI is giving answers to their users, it can probably use some of your information or your details, or your data in there, so that you can be now referred to them, or you can be a resource so that you are better placed in front of potential clients. So we are seeing a lot of kind of Kingston is one of the ecosystem that has like a variety or a wide range of entrepreneurs. And so we are seeing a lot of like medical devices that are, for example, using AI to match, to kind of provide data to the like through dashboards. We are seeing we have like a scaling mental health solution that uses data to analyze the information that the users put in. We then give them some specific recommendations that is scaling across Canada, and that is also scaling in the US right now. So we have a lot of like a variety of entrepreneurs and businesses that are kind of going through the transformation. But for me specifically, I work with people who are either launching new products or services or starting new companies.
Got it. So basically, if I hear that right, you're not only helping businesses that are physically located, but also could be digital too, where based on the activities that they have, you analyze and you provide recommendations. So you went through different uh, setup of restaurants, and then also examples of therapy, clinical, just providing value to the marketplace and helping out some B2C. Obviously, you're helping B2 as a B2B perspective, but those are probably B2B or B2C businesses. Startups. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to add that. So, like, it's even if people have this perception that Kingston is a small town, the population is like close to 170,000 people. We do, like, personally in a year, I do between 300 to 600 consultations with business people. And so that means that we are very busy from business strategy, business plans, pitch deck or pitching, to like funding strategies. Like our job is basically when a customer or business owner comes in, our job is to listen to them, find out where we can generate the best support. And if we can't find it, then can we find someone within our ecosystem who's better placed to do it? Like, for example, sometimes we chat with businesses that need like legal advice. After I identify that the challenge is kind of in the legal space, we have what we call Ask the Expert program, where we have a roster of like certified professionals we work with. So we refer our clients to those people. And then we have come up with a way where some of these certified professionals can actually deliver a service through our organization without charging these clients. So we do everything we can to be able to support whoever walks into the door or whoever reaches out. Our job is to listen, understand, and then devise solutions, strategies, or programs that will actually help answer the questions that they are facing, because the goal is how can they make more sales? How can they grow their businesses? Because if this happens, then they're going to create more jobs and they're going to pay more taxes.
Yeah, it's it just makes sense. It's more revenue for everyone. It's just a circle. Beautiful. In terms of the other things that you mentioned that you were doing, you said that you also have other, because that's the nature of an entrepreneur. You are helping people and you're seeing a lot of things. People are asking questions. People are having pains that you're helping with. So you also have other running priorities. Like, could you maybe give us some examples of the initiatives that you have in helping coaches? I think you mentioned.
Yeah. So I'm a very passionate person for the things I care about. Right now, today, we also have a not-for-profit organization called Build Skills for Good, where we try to develop entrepreneurship curriculum that can help either newcomers or BIPOC entrepreneurs. And what we've been doing in the past is, over and above developing the entrepreneurship curriculum, we know very well that Canada is going through a business ownership transition. So there is a lot of people who own a lot of successful businesses who are looking to transition outside those businesses, and they are looking for the right people who can acquire them. And so we've been trying to help a few BIPOC people learn and go through the process of acquiring an existing entity rather than starting a new entity. So that's one type of thing or entity that I run when I'm kind of doing my own stuff. And then I also have another company called Prosphata Inc. And Prosphata Inc. is a company that started as a career coaching marketplace. But we are now evolving from the insights we have gathered, and we are trying to develop like the first coaching system for coaching program delivery. And what I mean by that is there is the traditional coaching where we meet on a virtual call like this one. I book, we do one session, I go, and so on and so forth. but there are coaches who have, or experts who have programs like from maybe $50,000 to $80,000 in 6 months, from a novice in AI into an expert in using AI in education, using AI in customer service, and so on and so forth. So for those who have 3 months, 6 months, 12 months type of programs, we have built a coaching engine that they can use to do it once without technical expertise in less than 10 minutes if they have the content and they are live and they can sell. And they can either through it through our platform, or they can white label our platform and run it through their own brands. So and this came through like feedback from coaches we're working with, who kept saying, I always have to combine 5 or 6 tools to be able to put together a really good program. Then we're like, no, we will look for a way to be able to bring all of these into one system. So we just finished completing it, and we're going through the piloting process right now.
That's awesome. That's great. I was just looking at it, and it looks solid. All the content, coaching program, and the help that you guys are putting together. With that being said, Norman, let's finish it with some of the predictions that you have in the industry. Let's based on what you're seeing, all the businesses that you're talking to, the meetings that you're having, where do you think everything is going in terms of evolution with, let's say, AI, AI I think is the most disruptive item of everything happening right now. You mentioned also the tariffs and things like that. That should alleviate, and whatever is going to happen, it's going to happen. I think AI is going to continue evolving and disrupting the market over time. So what's your prediction for the future, Norman, on this on the markets that you're touching?
Yeah, so that's a very good question. Let's see if I can pull it off. So basically, I have just written an article on LinkedIn. I think I did it last week. I was trying to look at what OpenAI is trying to do. So you can see right now that they have just secured almost 23 gigawatts of like compute power between now and 2030, right? And that means the GPU game has been closed, like they have won it, okay? Because they have signed a deal with AMD, they have signed a deal with NVIDIA, so they are okay on that space. So what's next? Now that they have this compute power, they are going to have to look for energy, because with all that compute power, without energy, without power, it's not going to work for them. So that means they are now going to probably venture into nuclear or some kind of form of sustainable energy to use to power their computer, their compute capabilities that they have just acquired. And then me being Norman, I ask myself, so what's next after that? After that, I am thinking they're going to go into like specific industry verticals. I believe like life science or healthcare will be one of the industries they want to dominate. If you look at what I've been saying in the past 6 months, they have been talking about how most people have been trusting GPT-4, or actually from probably 3.5, with their mental health issues. Like the kind of question people are asking are the question they cannot ask their neighbors, their family members, but they're trusting ChatGPT with them because it's almost an unjudgmental space. You've had all these success stories about like protein folding, where AI has solved, I think, if not all protein folding kind of cases that were out there that we were not able to determine or to arrive to as people. So I'm thinking then, if it will not be a surprise if in the next 6 to 12 months, we see AI introducing a healthcare or life science product. So that's kind of where I am when it comes to AI. And then I'm seeing a future where we have a combination of both robotic and artificial intelligence. And when that day comes, I can guarantee you there is no job that is safe. It doesn't matter whether you use your hand or whether you use your brain, because some of these robots are becoming pretty slick. And so what does that mean? Yes, these big companies and these big entrepreneurs will probably make a lot of money. But I'm thinking maybe this is where now the conversation about universal basic income are kind of starting, because it means if people lose jobs, there has to be an alternative way that people can live. Or if you start working 3 days a week, there has to be a way to make money. And so I am seeing like a situation where governments come in, and then we come up with maybe a system that can help sustain people in that new kind of abundance world where we are not probably as busy professionally as we used to be before the collision of artificial intelligence and robotics. At a personal level, I'm a very optimistic person. I do believe that no matter the challenge of the day, that we as a people, yes, we'll go through that temporary period where we are asking a lot of questions, where we don't know what is going on, where we don't know probably who to even maybe chat with the challenges we are facing in the day of the day. And then we'll figure it out. As a people, I always believe that no matter what happens, we always come back to kind of gain the ability to recreate, rethink, be optimistic, and find a way to fit into that new world. And so I'm very bullish and very optimistic. Of course, I ask myself like 1,000 questions, but I'm still very optimistic about the future that we are about to get into.
That's awesome, Norman. I thank you for those insights. I was just thinking about when you were mentioning a few things. Totally agree. And we always have the divergent thinking, where design thinking, similar result. We always figure it out. So thank you for this, Norman. I will, I will be on touch with you through this. I'm going to be posting as well. Just in case if someone is looking to connect with you, is LinkedIn okay? I will put the Prosphata website as well, so that they can see it and they can look it around the marketplace for coaches. And the other one that you mentioned was the B-Skills for Good. Also, that's going to be listed as well. Thank you very much, Norman. I will see you around, and I wish you the best. Thank you.
Thank you, Luis. It's been a pleasure.